Good evening. Pierceland RCMP are asking the public's help in finding a man missing since Thursday. 38-year-old Randy Wallace George is described as 5'8" with black hair and brown eyes. He was wearing blue jeans, a gray striped t-shirt with black stripes on the sides, a black baseball hat and black shoes. Wallace was last seen on the Big Island Cree territory walking north on Highway 21. If you know of his whereabouts, you're asked to call the Pierceland RCMP. The North Battleford's historic Saskatchewan Hospital is celebrating its 100th anniversary. However, it's a bittersweet time for current and retired staff and patients, as there won't be another century for the institution. Graham McCann has more.
They don't make hospitals like this anymore, but 100 years is a long time for a medical facility to keep up with technological advances.
You know, you have mixed emotions. Definitely, this old building, as beautiful as it is, just does not serve the purpose for good treatment, modern treatment for psychiatric patients.
Kevin Cloran has been retired for nearly a decade. He started at the Saskatchewan Hospital in 1974 as a nurse's aide and many years later became head of engineering maintenance. Cloran says he is very attached to both the building and the people.
I came out last night and I saw I don't know, probably 40, 50 people that I used to work with. It was a family atmosphere. You know, it was just so good.
Cloran took aerial photos of the building and grounds many years ago. They are now up on the hospital walls.
I think it's a great thing, but they've got to rebuild something here, and I would love to see something like this, but it's not going to be. It's going to be something new and different.
Our patients deserve to have the best treatment that they can, and that's something that, you know, we try to make sure of every day.
Newer staff like Brent Nixon are honored to be a part of the 100-year anniversary, but are eager to get into the new building.
I'm very excited. Personally, I think that we need more convenient space to run our therapies and our nursing units. So with a new facility, they'll be able to accommodate that.
As for the old building itself, the staff hope that at least part of it stays as a historical monument.
At least the main entrance here and you know, some of those key areas, that it's really a historic site, so it would be great to see that last.
The Saskatchewan Hospital is the province's only psychiatric rehabilitation and forensic hospital. No plans have been set yet, but the new building will be housed on the same grounds. Graham McCann, Newcap News.
It was the final night for rides and carnival food yesterday as Colonial Days wrapped up in the border city. No official numbers have been released as of yet, but officials are happy with this year's turnout.
We're very pleased. We had tremendous crowds for the whole 4 days. All the events were well attended. It was just a huge success for us.
But the job is not over for Sidoric and his team. He says they'll be meeting soon to start planning for the next Colonial Days.
We're reviewing everything here in the very near future and kind of work on next year's fair.
Now, for more information, you can visit the Lloyd exhibition website. We're starting off on the ball diamond. There was a pretty big, intense game in the NSRBL last night.
Yeah, it was the second last game of the season.
Yes.
Some of the standings could have been affected by the game as the Meadow Lake Sox and the Lloydminster Twins went at it. And it was a close one, but the Sox come out on top 3-2. The win moves the Sox into fourth place, giving them home field advantage for the first round of the NSRBL playoffs. Taking a look at the standings, even with the loss, the Twins still sit second in the league. The Twins will play the Midwest Expos in a makeup game on Tuesday, but it won't have any effect on where the Twins finish. The playoffs start on Wednesday. We know the Border City Blue Jays will play the Wilkie Brewers and that the Meadow Lake Sox will play the Unity Cardinals. But the other two matchups will depend on whether the Expos win or lose on Tuesday night. It's into the final days of the GMC Rangeland Derby down in Calgary. Last night was semi-final Saturday. Let's take a look at the results. After 9 days of racing, Jason Glass still sits first with a combined time of 10:57.96. Rick Fraser is 2 seconds back at 10:59.57. Kirk Sutherland, Jeremy Bremner, and Chase Vegan round out the top 5. Jamie Labucane's outfit, which is being driven by Doug Irvine due to Labucane's injury, sits in 8th. The final races are tonight at 7:45, and there will hand out the more than $1.15 million in prize money. It'll all be divvied up. The Vandals had their final game of the regular season last night and it was also the team's final home game, so it was one last chance for Border City residents to take in a little AFL action as the undefeated Calgary Gators were in town. And the team from Cowtown is now an impressive 5-0 on the campaign after handing Lloydminster a 46-18 loss. The Vandals were trailing 36-0 at halftime, but came on strong in the final 2 quarters. Brandon Siemens had a pair of receiving TDs while Jake Hotchkiss had the other. The Vandals now have 2 weeks off before the playoffs start, the final weekend of July. There's still a few games left to play, but it looks like the Green and Gold will likely have a first-round matchup with the St. Albert Stars, a team they lost 79-3 against just last week. The Xtreme were in Sherwood Park this afternoon to wrap up the RMLL regular season. The team needed a win to move into a first-place tie with the Vermilion Roar heading into the playoffs. Mission accomplished. They head home with a 9-8 win. The game was tied 8-8 and needed sudden death overtime, and it didn't take the Xtreme long to pot the winner. Brandon Peterson scored right off the opening faceoff just 7 seconds into the extra frame. So the Xtreme and Roar both now sit in first. Goal differential will be used to determine who gets a bye to Friday's game and who will play in the 2-3 game when the playoffs start on Wednesday night.